See, where I grew up, if you went somewhere and told someone you spent $1,000 on a bike, they would think that it was problematic. Like it would be hard for folks to wrap their mind around that. And now I'm going to be competing in cycling races and competitions. Like they'll ask, are you hot with that on? Like you got your arms covered, you got your legs covered, it's hot. And I just say the same thing I always say, like I'm used to it. Cycling is for us too. And I'll never forget, Yasmin and I were talking, and she's like, Ajoa, I have like almost no sports apparel. And Yasmin was wearing a tunic from a bathing suit. And she's like, this is a swimsuit. Okay, so we have to do better. And I remember Karan and Hank talking about, we'll just make your jerseys long sleeve. Adjustments were made. It was clear that we needed to maintain our modesty, and they were open to that. And I think about this often because the presence is the key, and the commitment and consistency with that presence is paramount. You don't hide where you're from. And I tell people any day, like I'm from North Philly. Only imagine how many young African-American Muslim girls like, oh, that's so cool. That's so decent. I would like to try it. It will mean everything to be able to make it attainable for them. Karan is actually very inviting. And I remember he asked, like, you can't pedal any faster than that? And I just looked at him out of breath like, no, I cannot. He said, okay, well, then just slow down, take your time, and we keep going. I pack my bike up, put it in a bike suitcase, and I fly miles to ride my bike. A couple of the queens said, you know what, next weekend we're going to do a century. And they set out to do 100 miles. And it was the first time that group had done a century ride. Do you have the nutrition? Did you check your tires? Like making sure that you've done prior to you setting out to ride that 100 miles is done. They were doing something that none of us had ever done. It was super exciting. It was the coldest day ever, 32 degrees. And they were like riled up, like troops getting ready to go out to battle, like circling the parking lot, getting warmed up. I mean, just like fidgety. They were ready to go. Go get it. I wanted to let them know that I see you and I'm excited for you, and see them off at 6 a.m. and to welcome them back at 5:30 because I wanted to get them balloons, the number 100. That's how we show love, band together. And when one person wins, we feel like we all win. 2 a.m. the Friday before Memorial Day, U-Haul truck driving to New York to set out on this 1928 legacy tour, all in one day, from Harlem to Philadelphia, together. We're going to strap the bikes down and we're going to go. It's a story about 5 Black women that set out to do this ride, and I'm like, I want to do this. This is history, right? And they paved the way for us. Rudy was like, I'm doing it. I didn't give her much information. I'm doing it. And one of my queens, I told her, I was like, oh, I'm going down to Florida to do my century. And she was like, oh, I'm coming with you. And I'm like, you are? Oh yeah, I'm coming with you. You doing the century? I'm gonna come support you and do the century. That's how the queens roll. You never have to do anything alone. There's so many stigmas about how Black people interact and how, Black women interact. This experience that I've had, nothing but supportive, nothing but encouraging, and very much rewarding. I am a full-time mother. I have a full-time job. I have part-time and consulting work that I do, and I'm a member of a sorority. I have a lot of responsibilities, and they pull me in different directions almost every day of the week. But the cycling helps me just even Steven. I feel calm. I feel calculated. I feel I'm engaged in activity, but I feel rested. And I didn't really understand what that was, but I just knew that I liked the feeling. I have appreciation for just the air, like air blowing on me, being able to breathe fresh air. It gives me power. The sun just kind of like beaming on me. It changes, like it really changed like my psyche, and I started to feel good. But to be on that bike, kind of tune out the external noise and like really focus in on my thoughts, my feelings, my experiences in that time. And the pandemic slowed me down. And I didn't realize until then how I needed to slow down. Feeling of being overwhelmed, and didn't realize it because I had become, like, it became natural to me. We got these black folks, we're gonna ride these bikes. It's just rough right now. Okay. Say no more. We got you. When you come to our club, you're cycling, but we are family. Someone's going to show up. Someone's going to support you. We'll be there.